Morning, everyone. Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. Fredrick, Colorado is about 25 miles north here of Denver, central in the country right here. We service the entire country. We do a lot of business out of state, and especially for people looking for something like this gem right here that just came in. Really happy to show you this latest edition we just got. Is a 22 Mountain Aire model 4589. The 4589 is a very special floor plan, and it caters to a lot of different needs for people. So I'm going to be showing you that when we go inside here. This does have the K3 Spartan chassis with the 500 horsepower engine. So lots of power. The thing rolls down the road. It's just as smooth as can be. It's really, really nice. I'm anxious to show you the inside of this because it's a little different than many that you've seen. And what I mean by catering to a lot of different people is this particular one has a little office section. And with so many people out on the road today, working online out on the road, this really fits the bill for them. So come on in, let's take a look at this. This has a really nice color scheme in it too. Very light and airy. I have all 4 slide outs deployed right now. So mass amount of room right here. I have the Galley extension out. And way back here in the bedroom, I want to start back here. So opposing slides in the bedroom right here. We have the king bed, plenty of room to get around on the outsides of that. We've got shoe storage and a safe built into the closet back here. Now this unit does have 19,000 miles on it, but obviously the way this was used, they never even took the bedding out of the plastic. So that's all original from the factory right there, still in its plastic cases. This does have the Splendid washer dryer set up back here in the bedroom where it belongs. You've seen many of them that are in the kitchen. I just don't get that. So again, with the opposing slides, I've got lots of space inside here. 6-drawer dresser built in down below. Overhead cabinetry as well with some nice storage there. You can put some components in here specific to the bedroom TV if you so desire. And I wanted to see, I haven't even lifted myself, but let's look. Okay, so there's the 2 extra folding chairs that match the dinette, so you can dine 4 comfortably. And then some more storage down here for additional bedding or whatever you need. All right, so the 4589 here has a central bath configuration. It has dual sinks and medicine cabinets on the sides, huge shower. This has the fold-down teakwood seat in the shower right there. So really nice. I mean, the amount of space inside this thing is absolutely amazing. And also, I'm going to call this like a linen closet over here in this central bath configuration. You know, a central bath is really nice. Again, catering to certain people. You're going to have your people in the bedroom, the people that are actually owning the motorhome, let's say, and they've got access to the bathroom. And then out here in the front, if you have more people sleeping out here, of course, you can close off this area and they can come in and use the bathroom without bothering the people in the main bedroom and vice versa. Now, coincidentally, this 4589 is the only one I know of that has this angled door that closes off over here. And I'm going to show you why they do that on this particular one. We're going to call this the private water closet. So in here, you've got your privacy, you've got your window, you've got your fans, you've got your lighting, everything very easy to use. And as you know, Newmar has the escape door or egress door, as they call it. That bottom panel right there has a little tab you pull. Once the door is open, it deploys a ladder and you can escape out through there if need be. Great color configuration in this. Isn't this nice? Mountain Aire is the one that does this grid ceiling like this. And I'll tell you, this is really sharp looking. Now it's not in the bathroom, but it is in the bedroom and living room. So just an absolute gorgeous looking coach right here. So directly behind you is our little built-in workstation over here. So this desk arrangement right here is great for people that are working on the road. You've got space to keep all your stuff up above over there. You got the power shades on all the windows, and of course over here as well. And you can hook up your computer equipment, keep all of your business related stuff while you're out on the road in your one area right here, designated to the 4589. I love this. That's what's exclusive about this floor plan, this desk setup right here. Okay, so as we move forward, we're going to see a lot of similarities between other models in this Mountain Aire. Of course, we've got the pantry over here with the locking drawers and full depth on those, so lots of pantry space. Of course, if you're not carrying a bunch of linens, you can use that linen closet that I showed you for extra pantry space in this one. And we might as well take a look over here. We've got the big 18 cubic foot refrigerator freezer by Whirlpool, and that has the built-in ice maker down below with extra storage down there. So very nice. If you're one of the few that doesn't think this is quite enough space, when we go outside, I'm going to show you we have more refrigerator freezer space in this one. Okay, so you know, all of the light switches in designated areas around here work for that particular zone. And they're just a touch screen right there, and we can select what we want. Maybe it's shades or fans. All of this can take place with the touch of a button right here. So very nice. And these are all dimmable lights as well. So that's the level, Mountain Aire, where this all begins right here. Huge galley area, and we've got our extension in the galley over here. Newmar is known for having lots of space for utensils and silverware. And you know, it's not a big deal, but I really love that they had a little bit of space and they gave you something that you can actually use over here. This one extra little drawer is just, I don't know, it's priceless to me. We have soft close feature on everything throughout the unit there. And of course, the dual sink, large and small. The inductive cooktop on this, and many of you know this, but take a look at whatever unit you're looking at the time with the induction cooktop. If it has this little semicircle over here, obviously that's meant for your fingers to go in there, and you can actually lift this out, unplug it, and use it outside on the slide tray and plug it in out there, cook outside with it. All right, dishwasher down below. Those actually work really, really well. So if you're not in the mood to be hand washing dishes, of course, you can do like the rest of us do at home and hide them in the dishwasher for cleaning up later. The dinette setup on this one here has a very large hutch back here. So lots of extra space to be setting stuff up there. Your coffee maker, you're changing modes on eating, your breakfast dishes, your salad plates, things like that can always move over there. Your table extends out pretty far. Remember the two chairs we had back under the bed? Those will set up out here so you can dine for comfortably. But with this large hutch back here, that gives us a lot of storage space inside here. So 3 more drawers on each side and a big cabinet down below. All right, I don't want to forget, but the one level below this Mountain Aire is the Dutch Star, and the Dutch Star is the first level where you get the 450 engine. Then, of course, the New Aire, but also when you jump up to the Mountain Aire here, you jump up to the 500 horsepower engine with a lot more power. So it's just a wonderful machine to drive down the road, I gotta tell you. But like the Dutch Star, at this level we have hydraulic slides that raise straight up and straight in. And I'm gonna demo that for you just before we go out the door. Okay, hide-a-bed sofa over here, televator in behind it. Your televator blocks that window when it's up, and you're sitting straight across from your lounge chairs over here. So very friendly floor plan. No matter what you want to do, sleep extra people, dine extra people, be in comfort watching television over here, work at your desk station over there while you're on the road or at any stop, doesn't matter. Cook a gourmet meal, you've got the huge kitchen. You need a king bed, you've got that back in the back. That's why I say this 4589 checks so many boxes for so many people. Maybe the desk isn't important to you, but I'm sure you'll find a use for it over there. Has everything else you want. So just really a fantastic setup. I love the Mountain Aire 4589. All right, so of course, let's not forget, these two seats will swing around and face this way, and they have the power loungers built in down below. This particular one was brought in with the extra wide co-pilot seat over here. So looking down on the two, you can see how much larger the co-pilot seat is right here. Just mentioning a few of the options. I didn't mention, actually the kitchen window is even an option on this, and it does have it. So very few times do I see it without the kitchen window, but it's a personal preference thing, so most people tend to like that. They like the wider co-pilot seat over here. And power window up here in the front. This is a really, really nice window. And let me find my switch for it. So you maintain the dual pane aspect of the window right there. No screen, so you can get out and do your thing at toll stations or what have you. And a really nice seal on that thing. We don't get any air leaks or noise out of those things. In my cockpit position right here, of course, you can see I've got my rear camera enabled over there. So that can be on all the time because we have dual screens right here. The stereo system, very easy to operate and figure out. We've got the navigation built in right here. So there we are, right alongside I-25. We've got a foot pedal to the left of the column over here. So when I push that, I can tilt and telescope my steering. Of course, the best position to be in is so that you can comfortably see through to the OptiView dash. The OptiView dash right here, of course, has multiple features. I can see we're a little low on tire pressure right now, and that's because we haven't sent it through the shop yet. We've got a lot of things we got to go through here and make sure this is dialed into perfection for you, the next owner on this. I can change my display up in the front here with different features, and I can also adjust my steering control. Now, I know if you're watching this video with me right now, you've been watching a lot of Newmar videos, and you know a really important aspect of Newmar is their exclusive feature called Comfort Drive. And Comfort Drive is going to be 10 different degrees of resistance in the steering with automatic centering capabilities. So that wheel is always going to work its way back to center for you. Okay, so other than that, everything's pretty basic. I do have visors and shades up on the front windshield over here. I've got the automatic headlight position that makes it nice for you so you don't have to forget. Both sides have cell phone charging zones over here. We've got extra storage drawers down below over here. This is a tile floor all the way into the cab area, all the way to the end of the back bedroom. And like I mentioned, I'd like to move these slides in because I want to show you the travel position on this thing. So I'm going to go back to the rear bedroom back there, and you can kind of watch and see everything come together. They commonly refer to this as the closet slide, but it's not a closet. As you saw, the closet's in the very back. And that's okay. Let's call it our 6-drawer dresser slide. So with Newmar, you hold your slide buttons until it stops, not when you think it's done. So you continue to hold that to the very end, and same thing. There we go. Now bed's coming in. That bed is actually going to kind of tuck right in above those lower drawers right there. So you still have full use of the mattress. It's not covering any portion of the mattress up. So when you're in transit, the co-pilot can come back here and sleep on the bed while you're going down the road. Can't do that with all of them. You gotta look at every floor plan and every manufacturer, because they all vary quite a bit. If you have the tilt feature for the head of the bed, quite often they have to do that because they don't have room for these two entities to come together. So you have to have the bed in the up position right there. Well, that's going to make it difficult for you to use the bed sleeping while you're traveling down the road. Here, I got full use of everything. Now, because this is not a bath and a half floor plan, meaning that the main bath is behind the bed back there and the half bath would be up here, you've got full access to the bathroom as well while you're traveling down the road. Don't have to climb over the bed. All right, so that takes care of the bedroom right there. Up here in the living area, I'm gonna stand behind the camera and I'm gonna move my slides. And I wanna do the driver's side first because Newmar has pioneered slide technology from day one. And that day one was in 1989. Newmar was the very first one to incorporate a slide in a motorized unit, and coincidentally it was a Mountain Aire. So I am going to hit this and you watch the floor. The reason Newmar went to this type of a slide system is because they didn't want to put any stress on that floor area right there. So it is a straight up and straight in operation. No stress on the floor, no cracked tiles, and now we've maintained that tile all the way into the slide. It gives it a beautiful look and it holds up better than anything else I've seen out there on the market. And I've seen a lot, believe me. Newmar is the king of slide room technology. Okay, let's get that passenger side in. This one, before I do that, let me close my Galley up here, my Galley extension. There is a electric lock feature on this, so that's not going to come out until I hit the button. Just FYI. Okay, passenger side in. This one does not have to raise up and in because the tile already goes to the full edge that you can see anyway. So this is just a straight in and straight out, just like the bedroom. Okay, so here we are in the travel position. Now, what can we do traveling down the road? We can do everything we want to do. We can take a shower. We can use the restroom. We can get to the refrigerator. We can cook a meal. We can watch TV. Everything is accessible, easy to get to, and we've actually got some really nice space to get through here. So not bad at all. You saw the deployment of this slide. It still has lots of strength. So you can step on that, no problem. You can ride on it if you want while it's going in and out. It's just simply the best. So those are the reasons I love the 4589. It checks so many boxes. So let's take a look outside and see what we've got for storage and other things. All right. Okay. Chassis is a very important aspect of every motorhome. That's where it all begins. So on this Spartan chassis, I will, doesn't matter if it's Spartan or Freightliner, I will tell you, Newmar orders the absolute best of everything they can get. And starting right off, it's going to be things like 9-inch wide wheels instead of 8 1/4 on there. So you got the 365 tires instead of, say, the 345s. Same thing with Freightliner. It's going to be a nice wider, bigger, heavier duty tire, wider wheel width right there, better stability. A couple other things they do, of course, is you're going to have like the V-Ride suspension technology in the back. It's got 2 trailing arms on cams that work with each other, holding you from getting hit by that big wind and losing control. This thing just cuts right through the wind because it has that extra V-Ride technology. You know, that also increases your tow capacity on vehicles as well. Reason I want to bring all this up is because I've been doing a lot of research on other manufacturers and their models, and when we're in the same price point as, say, the Mountain Aire or the Dutch Star or the King Aire or what have you, I want to pull up a chassis spec sheet on the two of them. The reason that's important is because it's the manufacturer of the coach that orders the chassis, be it from Freightliner or Spartan. And they decide what technology they want on the thing or what upgrades they want. So if they're looking to cut corners to keep the price down and be more competitive, it's really not doing you any favors. This has a 270 amp alternator on it. I gotta tell you, everybody else I checked in this class, they order it in with a 160. And that's just consistent throughout the entire lineup, going back several years. So that's something you really want to pay attention to. If you want more information on that, I'm happy to talk to you. Please give me a call. My number's going to show up at the end. I love talking about chassis specs because Newmar never cuts corners. They put the best of everything they possibly can, and then they add that comfort drive on top of that. So, big plus. There really is a difference. Not to steal their tagline, Newmar, there is a difference, whatever. There really is. Let me get my electric locks undone here. Okay, dual fuel fill, so we can get fuel from either side of the island right there. And this is what I was talking about if you need some extra refrigerator freezer space. I wanted to show you how far this comes out. It's almost ridiculous. But you can have refrigerator and freezer. You can have them both set to just refrigeration, your choice. But tons of room right there. Out here underneath your 2 Girard Nova 2 awnings. Those are a huge upgrade also. They're not your standard electric awning that has the arms that come down, or maybe an armless that, you know, has the supports built out that only have an 8-foot span, and they're very light duty. The Girards are the absolute best. They have a built-in anemometer, wind sensor, so they'll retract if the wind kicks up, and they're a 10-foot span. So those have a 5-foot straight out and a 5-foot articulation. And there's 2 of them, so we're covering the entire patio right here. When this thing comes out as far as it does, I've still got 7 feet, I would think, or 6 or 7 feet coming out this way, covered underneath that awning. So, huge plus. So over here, this particular one was outfitted with slide trays. Those are optional, of course. They're nice. I think it's the greatest thing to have. Those will deploy out either side, port or starboard here. And as you look back in there, you can see there's tile that matches the tile inside. And that's a very familiar sight right there. The tile is still wrapped in plastic. I see that even on 10-year-old Newmar coaches. because we don't have tile problems. The way their floor building process takes place at the factory, they just don't have any stress on them. So a much better built unit all around. Now these particular slides are on the power right here. Of course, switch on the other side if you want to deploy it out that side. Same thing over here. So tons of space in there. And then this one even has the third optional, but this one is going to be a manual deployment right here. There's your hose kit for the central vac, and coincidentally that central vac unit, which is right here, has the sweep in feature as well. Pretty much the same on every Newmar product. This area right here where you have your pegboard, hanging tools, carrying fluids, things like that, is very shallow because our holding tanks are in behind there. So if they ever need to be accessed, very easy to take this out and gain access into those tanks, even change them down the road if need be. So they thought ahead on that. Docking lights, of course, on here. Now this is a big deal. So Newmar products, be it the Spartan or Freightliner, they have a steerable tag axle. This is called Ultra Steer, and that is really nice. Now, some people may make the argument that, well, that's just so you don't scrub your tires when you turn real hard right there. The actual truth of that is it cuts down your overall diameter by 17 feet on this. I meant to turn the engine off, forgot. Thank you, Evan. So that will turn opposite of what the front wheels are right there. Like I say, it's cutting down your overall diameter by 17 feet. Remember the old fire trucks that had the guy back there steering so they could get around tight turns in the city? Well, it's the same thing here, but it happens automatically for you. You don't have to have somebody back here steering for you. So the Ultra Steer is, again, a huge plus on this thing. So over here, I've got 15-gallon def tank. Most of my competition runs a 13. Not a big deal, but it is a difference. Chassis batteries over here, you got your two 31 series chassis batteries, and the disconnects for those very easy to get to. On the Spartan chassis, they put our filtering system for the engine over here, fuel vapor separator, all easy to access. Freightliner's doing it in the back right now, so no big deal. They're both very easy to get to. And you can see in there, let me go ahead and open this so you can see a little better. There's that 500 Cummins, 1,695 foot-pounds of torque. We've got a block heater built into this from the factory already. We've got easy access to our air cleaner over here. This has the Air Force One tank for air pressure for your towed vehicle on it already. It's called Brake Sync. 7-way plug. Many of you have heard me talk about that. It's important because you can always adapt down from 7. You can't adapt up from 4. And of course, we have a 15,000 pound tow capacity on this as well. All right. I don't remember the exact numbers, but one of the things that Newmar insists on is a much larger radiator than what the competition has. I'm pretty sure that everybody else is running 1,368 square inches, where we've got 1,674, I think it is, on our Newmar products right here. So a much larger radiator, cools better. You know, side draft cools better anyway, but why not take up the space and get the best we can on it? That's what Newmar's thinking. That's what they do. All right, so back here, we can also fill our def over on this side. So fuel fill, both sides, def fill, both sides. This little compartment right here is just if you want to carry that sewer hose in there. If you look real closely, you see some holes down on the bottom of it. So it is vented to the outside. So that smelly sewer hose is going to be in its own area, not encroach inside with fumes in there. Now, on this particular one, a sewer hose might be considered an emergency backup device because this already has the SaniCon system on it. Now, the SaniCon system is basically a hose, and that will pull out. The head of that goes down into your sewer area right there. You flip the switch. It has a macerator that grinds up the waste and sends it through. So, may not seem like a big deal to you, but now you can use regular toilet paper. You don't have to use that RV toilet paper we joke about that's so thin it only has one side. Otherwise, this wet bay right here, you can see is very easy. Oh, by the way, if you ever have a malfunction with the SaniCon, which is rare, you can use that emergency sewer hose you had right there and still dump your tanks, okay? So working from left to right, we do have the power hose reel for your city water connection. We have hot and cold running water on a shower head right next to that. Hot and cold low point drains, so you can drain off your system. And I don't mean that in regards to winterizing. You folks that are in fair weather areas, you park your unit, it's going to be 3 months before you use it again. Drain off all the water. There's no need to have it sitting in there stagnating. So that's great. You can just drain your system completely off. The auto tank fill, of course, works in conjunction with your city fill. So you can fill up that freshwater tank before you head off to your next destination. And then SaniCon switch that I mentioned, turning that on and off. You've got both a gray tank and a black tank flush out on this, something you don't see very often. But if you've been running some grease or things like that, or maybe your dirty dishes from the dishwasher have put some smelly stuff down into your gray tank, well, now you can flush that out too. So typically you've only seen it on a black tank, but it's on both on here. All right, full water filtration system on this. So easy canister change for that right there. And that final thing, that clear hose over on the right, that is your winterized hose. So many of you have heard me talk about that. We're in cold country here, which there's a, 2/3 of the country requires winterizing of your RV every year. Now, very simple operation on this one. You can do it yourself. That valve turns, drops into a jug of antifreeze. You start winterizing your system. It's a good way for you to get to know your coach much better too. So I really like the idea that you can do it yourself. You don't have to make an appointment and come in and maybe drop it off or wait half a day and spend a lot to get somebody else to winterize it. I want you to learn how to do it yourself. We'll show you when you pick this thing up. We'll teach you how to do that. Power cord reel on your 50 amp right here. So once again, switch out here on the door. That's going to make that retract for you. And once that cord is fully deployed, you can set it down into the grommet on the bottom right there, plugged in, keeping your door closed. So nice there. All right, let's talk Oasis. Let's talk Oasis versus Aquahot. Aquahot's been around a long, long time. Oasis, maybe half that amount of time. But Oasis, or rather Newmar uses Oasis exclusively on all their stuff. And it is a more efficient system. I love the fact that this gets hot while you're traveling down the road. You have your coolant lines coming off the engine right there, so you don't have to have the system enabled, fired up, burning more diesel, or running electricity off your generator. Speaking of electricity, the Oasis system has dual AC elements to heat that up. The Aquahot only has one. And It's been proven to have far fewer problems. I'm a huge fan of Oasis, despite the fact that the Aquahot factory is 2 blocks that way from us right here. So, big fan of Oasis. Go ahead and Google it, Oasis versus Aquahot. You'll see a lot of things that are really superior on the Oasis, plus everything I just mentioned. All right, so when we look over here, we're basically just looking at the other side of those 2 front trays. And remember, here's our switch so we can have those things come out, like I said, either side. This unit has 8 AGM batteries. Those are also on a slide tray right there. And this area up here would be considered command central, if you will. So for all your chassis stuff, very easy to get to any fuses. You can see if a fuse is blown right there. It'll have a little red light that shows up next to it. Spare fuses are built in over here. Got the cover off. I wanted you to see that you've got a diagram to tell you exactly which is which right there. And even comes with a squeegee. So very nice. Now I do have, where is that? Oh, there it is. I have to have the key on. But this is a power deployment on the front end right here for the generator to extend out. And that comes out quite a ways. So once this entire front nose cap right here powers out to about here, you can step right in and see the generator. Got the generator running right now. It's extremely quiet. I know I've got a microphone right here, but you can still hear me even if I whisper with this generator. It's actually extremely quiet. It's really, really nice. So you're not going to be bothering some people late at night if you have to turn that on. All right, so once again, here we are. This is stock number 5U240-120. This is a 22 Newmar Mountain Aire, model number 4589. My name is Bill Hurtado with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Fredrick, Colorado. I'd love it if you drop me an email, drop me a text, give me a call. Let's talk about chassis specs. Let's talk about this one. I think I mentioned has 19,000 miles on it. Maybe I didn't. Lots of warranty left on this with that 5-year 100,000 on the engine, 5-year 200,000 on the transmission. Give me a call, give me a text, give me an email, and let's go over that. Thanks for watching today. It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk again soon.